हेलो माय डियर फ्रेंड्स एंड स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल किड्स लर्निंग क्लासरूम स्टाइल। मैं शिखा और आप सबको मेरा जय श्री श्याम एंड वेलकम टू अनदर लर्निंग वीडियो ऑफ साइंस सब्जेक्ट। हम अभी करेंटली कौन सा चैप्टर कर रहे हैं? वी आर डूइंग एयर एंड व्हाट ऑल हैव वी कवर्ड टिल नाउ. So we have learned why is air classified as matter, then what is matter, atom, molecules, the three states in which matter exists, that is solid, liquid and gases. The properties of solid, liquid and gases also we have studied. Then we had done the difference between these three states of matter and I had given few questions on these. Then we had started covering properties of air. So there are 4 properties of air. Then what we had done, then we had understood the process of breathing. Then we had also understood what does air contain. So air contains smoke, dust, water vapor, yes, so gases. So all this thing air contains. So basically air is a mixture of dust, smoke, gases, water vapor, yes, and therefore all these combined things, what does it do? It makes the air polluted, it makes the air dirty, and this air that we breathe, this dirty air, that this impure air that we breathe is unhealthy for our health. So in today's video, what we will study? In today's video, we will study about air pollution. How does the air gets polluted? What are the causes of air pollution? Then what are the effects of air pollution? And what can we do to avoid air pollution? And my dear students, in this video, in this particular series, I will do the question answer with the summary of this last part that we had covered. Yes, so let's get started. So what is air pollution? So air pollution is when it happens when gases, dust particles, fumes or odor, germs, bacteria, viruses are introduced in the atmosphere in a way that it makes harmful for humans, animals and plant. So when there is too much of dust particles, smoke, germs get into the air. And how do these get into the air? So these gets into the air, each and everything is created by humans. So all these dust particles, the smoke, the bacteria, the germs, everything is introduced into the air by human activities. And when the proportion of these things continuously increases in the air, then air pollution occurs, and this leads to air pollution. Yes. Then causes of air pollution. So what do you think are the various causes that leads to air pollution? So here are a picture of it. So if you will see, what are these? So these are construction sites. In the construction sites, when the work go on, what happens? The dust particles, because there what happens, the digging of the empty land happens. So when the digging happens, there is a lot of dust particles. The moment there's a little bit of air, all these dust particles and goes and gets mixed with what? With air. Then when we cook food, so when we when we are cooking food, the chimney that we applied at home, the smoke comes out to that chimney. So that smoke leads to air pollution. When we use diesel or petrol vehicles, the smoke that comes out of the vehicle, when the plants or the trees we burn, that time this leads to again smoke. And then these factory works, the factories, since in factories what happen, the thing starts getting built. So जब भी कुछ चीज़ें बनती हैं फैक्ट्री में, तो जो भी चीज़ें वहाँ पे फायर अगर यूज़ हो रहा है, तो फायर यूज़ होने से क्या होगा कि उसमें से स्मोक आएंगे, और वो जो स्मोक होते हैं दे आर हार्मफुल स्मोक्स, बिकॉज फैक्ट्रीज बहुत तरीके की रहती हैं, फायर फैक्ट्री क्रैकर मेकिंग फैक्ट्रीज भी रहती हैं, केमिकल्स मेकिंग फैक्ट्रीज भी रहती हैं। तो ये सारी जो फैक्ट्रीज होती हैं तो इनके जो स्मोक होते हैं ऑब्वियसली ये सारे क्या है, अगर इनका यूज ही हजारियस है, इसीलिए कई बार कोई केमिकल्स में लिखा रहता है कि इनका यूज हजारियस है, इन्हें हमें बहुत ध्यान से यूज करना चाहिए। तो जब वो चीज बनाई जा रही है और जब उनका मेकिंग प्रोसेस हो रहा है, देन ऑटोमेटिकली जब वो चीजें एयर पे जाकर के मिक्स हो रही है, तो व्हाट इट इज कॉजिंग, it is making the air polluted. Yes, and that so much of pollution, so much of factors that we are seeing here, if this much amount of smoke, dust, germs, it will go and mix in the air, and when we are breathing in that air, do you really think, my dear student, that it is good for our health? Absolutely no. Therefore, many people started to have nowadays asthma problem, some respiratory problem, and also some skin problems, because all these things, when we breathe, when the air goes through our nose to the lungs, so these things makes our body sick. Yes, so let's get started and take a note of the causes of air pollution. Factories and industries release smoke and other harmful gases. Smoke is released from burning of garbage and bursting of crackers. So many places, if you would have seen, my dear students, people burn the dry waste. The dry waste, these people they burn the tires, they burn the plastics and everything. So these all contribute to air pollution. Fumes from car exhaust contains dangerous gases. Natural phenomena like volcanoes, wildfires, wind-blown dust also causes air pollution. This wind-blown dust is what? This is basically soil erosion, or when there is too much of storm. So all those empty lands, there are loose soil, so those soil gets eroded, and there is a lot of dust particles that get carried from this air, and everything goes and gets mixed in the air. Burning of agricultural waste for cooking and heating contributes to air pollution. If you would have noticed, my dear students, अगर आप में से कभी भी कोई विलेज में गया होगा तो कभी भी अगर आप देखोगे तो आज भी बहुत सारी जगहों पे जो कुकिंग होती हैं वो गैस स्टव्स पे नहीं होती हैं. दे यूज द ओल्ड वे ऑफ कुकिंग, जहाँ पे जो भी वो जो प्लांट्स के ब्रांचेस रहते हैं या ऐसे कोई पतली पतली लकड़ियाँ उनको मिल जाती है, उनको बर्न करके कुकिंग की जाती है, और ये सारी चीजें उनका धुआं आता है. माय डियर स्टूडेंट, दीज ऑल लीड्स टू एयर pollution. And then what are the effects of air pollution? As I explained, air pollution can adversely affect people's health. Air pollution can make it difficult for us to breathe and can cause health issues such as lung diseases, respiratory infections, and heart diseases. So when we breathe this dirty air, so all these dirt through air is going into our body. Yes, and when such a harmful air is going into our body, it is causing a lot of diseases for us. And therefore, if you would have seen, my dear student, the elderly people at a home, when there is too much of smoke or too much of smog outside, they don't prefer to go out. Why? Because they are unable to breathe the air that is there outside. That air is very harmful for them, and therefore people uses various types of mask to cover their nose while they step out of their house. Air pollution can also cause harm to the ozone layer in the atmosphere, which results in the rise of average temperature and affects the climate. If you would have noticed, my dear students, in the past 10 to 15 years, the changes in the climate has been very rapid. Why is that so? Because the ozone layer of the atmosphere is being damaged, is being harmed because of this air pollution. Therefore, when there is when there are summers, the temperature, the heat is too much. There are places where it goes above 50, but 10 to 15 years before, it was not the case. Because why it was not the case? Because at that time, my dear students, it was more greenery everywhere. If you step out of your house, you would see greenery. There were trees, there were plants grown, but now what we are doing, we are moving into more urbanization, deforestation. We are cutting out on the forest just to have more better way of living. So ultimately, what we are doing, we are destroying the climate, we are destroying our health, and we are destroying the beauty of our nature. Yes. And now we'll see what are the ways that we can adapt, my dear students, to control this air pollution. Because since you guys are the new generation, so if you guys are much more aware about these things happening, you can spread awareness. There can be various campaigns that can be done in your schools. Also, there will be some campaigns, so you guys should take more active part in such campaigns to spread awareness as to how we can avoid or control the air pollution and protect ourselves from falling sick. So here are few examples. Planting trees. So if we plant more trees, it will help. How it will help? So when we grow more trees, the plant, what it does, it cleans the air, and therefore planting trees will help to purify the air. Using electric vehicles. So when we use electric vehicle, the fumes that comes out of the car will not be there. So the smoke contribution in the air will reduce drastically. We should not be burning any tires or any garbage or any agricultural waste, because the smoke that gets from these burning of these materials are very hazardous, and therefore we should stop burning. Use alternative energy. So what alternative energy, my dear students? Instead of, so we can go for windmill, we can look for some more recyclable, reusable forms of energy that is much more good for our environment. So let's take a quick note of it. Ways to reduce air pollution. You should walk or cycle to nearby places instead of using motor vehicles, because every time when we use motor vehicles, what happens, there is the car fumes that gets released from the car, and it goes and gets mixed in the air. So we should walk any which ways. Walking is very good for health. Cycling is very good for health. This is one of the best exercise that we can do for our good health. If many people are going to the same place, they should share a motor vehicle. So basically, what is it? This is carpooling. So I have personally seen, my dear students, this was a concept that was there. Now it is not that much being followed. So this, what happened is, if suppose one particular person, if there are like many person traveling to one particular place, so instead of each individual carrying their own vehicle, they can share that vehicle and go to one particular place. And this can be between friends. If the 4 friends, or they are working in the 5 friends are working in the same organization, their timings are same, so they can opt for these carpooling methods. If you are going for any wedding function, then also we can use this. So what will ultimately happen, this way we will reduce. This is a two-way thing to reduce air pollution and also the traffic, which is the biggest concern for many cities in India. We must not burn things in open. Plants clean air. We must grow more plants in our surrounding. Then reducing energy consumption at home by using fans instead of air conditioning, and turning off lights and appliances. Promoting for cleaner energy sources like solar and wind power. So wind power is windmill solar panels. If you would see, my dear student, this is again a very good, wherein we get solar panels installed on our terrace, and with the heat of the sun rays when it falls, that it produces electricity. It can be used to produce electricity, and this is a method for cleaner energy sources. So here we have come to an end and completed our chapters air in science. I will share the summary as usual, and this time question and answers along with the summary. Do like and share my video, my dear friends. I have also uploaded many videos on my YouTube channel regarding a Teacher's Day, card making, and many other English grammar worksheets and concepts which will very be useful for you all, and I have explained each and every topic with examples and in too much of detail as I do for my science subject. Do watch. In case you have still not subscribed my channel, do subscribe. We will meet very soon with another session of learning. Tab tak ke liye aap sabko bye bye and take care.